Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're taking a look at something brand new on the horizon.
Yeah, it's a crafting survival game called Exelio. We've got a couple of press releases here from the developers, AI Frog Interactive.
Exactly. Fresh off the press, you could say, and packed with details. So if you want the early scoop on a potentially exciting new title, this is for you.
Mm-hmm. We've basically sifted through these releases to pull out the most interesting bits. The goal is to give you a solid idea of what this game's all about.
Okay, let's dive in. So Exelio. It's stepping into that crafting survival space.
Right. The setup might sound a little familiar. At first glance, you're a protagonist. You wake up somewhere totally new, kind of harsh.
And survival is the name of the game, obviously.
Pretty much. But what's interesting right away is they've announced plans for Steam Early Access.
Oh, already? When's that?
Summer, coming 25.
Yeah.
And they've actually dropped the Steam Store page link already, which is, always good to see. Shows they're serious.
That is good. Gives people something to wish list. And tech-wise, anything stand out?
Well, they mentioned support for the Steam Deck right from the get-go.
Nice. Portability is huge for some players.
Definitely. And for PC players with powerful setups, they're aiming for up to 4K resolution. So seems like they're trying to cover like a good range of hardware.
Okay, so accessible, but also potentially quite visually impressive.
Yeah.
Makes sense. So you're in this big unknown world. What do you actually do?
Exploration seems absolutely key. They talk about a whole bunch of different environments.
Like what?
Mountains, snowfields, jungles, caves, even ruins, like ancient ruins. A lot of variety there.
Sounds like you won't get bored wandering around then.
Hopefully not.
Yeah.
And it's not just sightseeing, right? The idea is you need to learn skills and gain knowledge just to survive in these different places.
Which leads us nicely into the crafting and survival mechanics, I guess.
Exactly. That's the core loop. You're gathering materials from all these different zones.
To make stuff. Tools. Weapons.
Yep. Tools, weapons, buildings for your base, food, the essentials. They emphasize a vast number of craftable objects.
Okay, so deep crafting potential. But survival isn't just about having the right gear, is it? What about the environment itself?
Good point. They specifically mention having to adapt to, changing weather and temperature. That'll directly impact things.
Ah, so dynamic systems, not just a static backdrop.
Seems like it. And building bases is mentioned as pretty fundamental for having a safe spot, a foundation.
Right. Shelter from the elements and maybe other things. What about threats?
Yeah, so there's combat. They mentioned a day-night cycle.
Oh. Nighttime usually means trouble in these games.
Yeah, usually. They talk about mysterious shadows and formidable enemies showing up when it gets dark.
Okay, so you need to be prepared, find the best strategies, figure out how to fight, or maybe avoid them.
Exactly. And something else that caught my eye, you could apparently switch between two main characters.
Two. That is different for this genre. Usually you're just one lone survivor.
Right. The press release says the story unfolds through both of their actions.
Huh. So their personality is why they're even in this weird place. That's all going to be important.
Seems like it. Maybe they have different skills or different perspectives on what's happening.
Yeah, that could lead to some interesting gameplay choices. Do you switch situationally or maybe focus on one?
Or maybe, and this is just speculation, maybe there's even a co-op angle hinted at there, though they didn't explicitly say that.
True, but having two distinct characters definitely opens up narrative possibilities, More complex stories than just survive.
Agreed. It could really make it stand out if done well. So who's actually making this? AI Frog Interactive.
Yeah, AI Frog Interactive, they describe themselves as an indie studio. And interestingly, they focus on using the latest AI technology in their development.
AI technology, how so?
Well, they mention their team is experienced, but they're actively using AI to help create, quote, high-quality original games. And they're building it on Unreal Engine 5.
UE5, okay. That makes sense for the visuals they seem to be aiming for with those diverse environments.
Right, and they say using AI helps with flexible expansion and efficient development.
It's interesting they call it out specifically. AI Frog, the name makes more sense now. It makes you wonder how AI is being used, though.
Yeah.
Enemy behavior, world generation, maybe.
Could be anything, really. They don't detail it much beyond saying they use it, but it suggests it's like a core part of their process.
Dale, something to watch. So people want to actually see some of this.
Ah, yeah. They mentioned teaser trailers are up on the Steam page already.
Yeah.
And there's also a second promotional video out on YouTube on the AI Frog Interactive channel.
Good. And for staying updated, social media.
Yep, they're on X, Twitter and also TikTok, AI Frog Int on X, and Exelio A Frog on TikTok. All the links are out there if you want to follow along.
Perfect. So easy to keep tabs on it leading up to that summer 2025 early access window.
Okay, so let's quickly recap. Exelio is a crafting survival game.
Set in a harsh, unknown world. Lots of exploration across varied biomes.
Core gameplay involves gathering, deep crafting, building bases, and surviving environmental challenges like weather.
Plus combat, especially at night against mysterious enemies. And a story told through two switchable main characters.
All developed by AI Frog Interactive using Unreal Engine 5 with a noticeable mention of using AI in their development process.
Coming to Steam Early Access, summer 2025.
Right. So thinking about all that, the crafting, the survival elements we know, but then this AI development angle, it kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it?
How so?
Well, what kind of unique emergent gameplay moments could come out of that combination? If AI is influencing more than just, say, enemy pathfinding, could we see really unexpected world events or interactions?
That's a fascinating thought. What if the AI helps create genuinely surprising scenarios based on player actions, beyond simple scripted events? It's definitely something to ponder as we wait for more info.
Absolutely. So if your interest is piqued, definitely go check out that Steam page, watch the trailers, and maybe follow AI Frog on social media.
Keep an eye on it for sure.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.